Okay, thank you, Ms. Butler.
Thank you.
Call your next witness.
Calls Detective David Ostertag, JSO.
Officer Ostertag. Good afternoon. If you could just pause here in the front, raise your right hand to be sworn in.
Detective, do you solemnly swear or affirm the testimony you're about to give will be the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth? So help you God.
All right, sir, if you head over this way, watch your step. There's a slight incline. Make yourself comfortable. You may proceed.
Thank you, Your Honor. Good afternoon, Detective.
Good afternoon.
Could you please introduce yourself to our jurors?
My name is Detective David Ostertag. That's spelled Ostertag.
And Detective, what agency are you employed with?
I'm employed by the Jacksonville Sheriff's Office.
How many years have you been with JSO?
I've been with JSO for 20 years.
And what's your current position at JSO?
I'm a detective in the Digital Forensic Investigations Unit.
And what other positions have you held in your many years with JSO?
I was a patrol officer in what is now District 5, as well as a field training officer.
Can you give the jury a little bit of background into yourself? Tell us about your educational background.
Yes, I have a bachelor's degree from Auburn University in Management Information Systems. I also have a master's degree in criminology from Florida State University. I have approximately a little over 1,500 hours of training in digital forensics, encompassing various aspects, including cell phone forensics, data forensics network, as well as computer forensics.
And as part of your work with the Digital Forensics Unit at JSO, do you perform device extractions?
Yes, I do.
How many would you say you've performed in your career with CFIU or forensics unit?
I would estimate approximately 1,500 or so.
And can you tell the jury the tools and software that you're trained in order to perform these extractions?
I've been trained in various softwares and tools, including those made by the Cellbrite Corporation that is for extraction and analysis of data, as well as the Axiom program, which is also a program for extraction and analysis, and then various computer forensic softwares such as X-Ways and Forensic Toolkit and those types of things.
And are you trained not only in extracting information from various devices, but in interpreting data that you receive from Apple iCloud or Google Cloud or other digital forms of data?
Yes, I have been.
Can you explain to the jury from a device, whether a phone or a computer or otherwise?
So the data is isolated from the network to start with, and that means either putting the phone in airplane mode or examining it in a secure environment in our digital forensics lab. So what happens in the most basic form is the device, whether it's a computer or a cell phone, it's connected to a forensic extraction device of some sort. And that extraction device acts as a go-between between the forensic computer and the device that's being examined. It also prevents any sort of overwriting of data or any writing to the device itself or any changes made to the device. So the forensic extraction device acts as a go-between. It communicates with the cell phone or computer and then transfers the data over to the forensic machine where it's then analyzed.
The data that you extract from a device, do you have to take steps to make it readable to the average person?
Yes.
And can you describe that for the jury?
So the forensic extraction device reads the raw data and it writes the raw data to the forensic computer. On the forensic computer, there's analysis software, and what that does is creates reports. It goes through the raw data. It parses out the data into readable categories such as text messages, cell phone logs, pictures, videos, event logs, and then the data is then readable in a report format.
Can you search for different types of data once you've extracted and parsed that data into a readable format?
Yes, you can.
And if we're talking about specifically a phone extraction, like the ones we have in this case, what types of data are contained in a phone?
There's various types of data. There's user data, which would be cell phone logs, or call logs, and then you have text messages, application messages like Facebook Messenger and Instagram, and then you have pictures and videos and other things that the user can see. But then it also extracts some back-end data, which only the phone itself can see, and that would be device events, communication logs, like it counts the types of data that's being transferred, the amounts of data transferred between the network and the cell phone. And then there's operating system data, and that data is typically not parsed out by the Cellbrite software.
If something's not parsed out by Cellbrite software, as a computer forensics detective, are you able to look into the raw data to look for more information?
Yes, I can.
I want to turn your attention to work in this case. Were you asked to review cell phone extractions in Google returns related to 3 individuals, 2 cellular devices for Henry Tenon,
Correct.
1 cell phone extraction for John Biggerstaff,
Correct.
and for the defendant in this case, Mario Fernandez Saldana, 1 device extraction and 2 Google returns?
That's correct.
I have a PowerPoint for ease of use while we talk. We're going to start with Mr. Tenon, and we're going to start with the data from his phone, the CoolPad 0513, and I'm showing here photographs. This is State's Exhibit 186. When CFIU receives a cell phone, is this how it comes to you?
Yes, it is.
What steps are taken to ensure that the data on a cell phone is preserved for forensic extraction and analysis when it is seized from an individual?
We take various steps, and that could include putting the phone in airplane mode. We also have a secure environment at the digital forensics unit in order to examine phones off the network.
And is that to ensure that data can't be remotely wiped by somebody or interfered with in any other way?
That's correct.
So in this case, we have States 186. That's a view of that CoolPad phone. Did you review the extraction completed and parsed through Cellbrite of this CoolPad cell phone purportedly belonging to Henry Tenon?
Yes, I did.
I'm going to ask you a few things about the reports you reviewed. So I'm showing you part of States 186. This is an extraction report from that cell phone, and it is labeled contacts. Are you able to parse reports showing what contacts exist in a cell phone?
Yes, that's correct.
And in this case, were you asked to pull a report to see whether Mr. Tenon had a contact for a phone number 904-566-2633?
Yes.
And we see here this extraction report, and what does this indicate?
This extraction report indicates there is a contact on the phone stored as the name Mario with the phone numbers 904-566-2633.
And for this particular phone, were you also asked to see if there were any cell phone communications stored on the phone, communications through texting or instant messaging or social media between this phone number and the CoolPad itself?
Yes, I was.
Were there any contacts, calls, texts, or interactions between Mario 904-566-2633 and this phone?
There were none.
I'm going to skip ahead a little bit to State's still in State's Exhibit 186, were you given a second cell phone purportedly belonging to Henry Tenon, which was an LG phone?
Yes.
And in that phone, was it associated with a phone number ending in 7612?
Yes, it was.
And here we see an extraction report where you asked to look for any communications, text messages, instant messages, otherwise, between this cell phone number, 7612, and Mario Fernandez, 566-2633, no, stored as Mario in this phone.
Yes, I was.
And were you able to find the presence of any messages in this phone?
Yes, I was.
And how many were there?
4.
And here we see one of those messages. First of all, is this the report that you pulled? I split it up into 4 slides, but we're showing 4 messages.
Yes, it is.
The first message, did you convert these from UTC to daylight savings time?
This is standard time, but
Standard
yes.
time, I'm sorry. So that would be UTC -5?
Correct.
So see here, we have one message from Mario, 566-2633.
Correct.
We have one message here heading your way from 566-2633. And the date on this message?
Yes, this one is January 4th, 2022.
And 7:03:47 p.m., that would be the correct time converted from UTC.
That is correct.
And on the following slide, we see what appears to be the same chat thread. The owner of the phone, which would be 7612, Mr. Tenon, presumably replying, okay.
Correct.
And then this phone number belonging to Mario, 566-2633, saying, I'm here, brother. And this is 7:21 p.m. and 7:30 to 15 p.m.
That's
on
correct.
January 4th.
Yes, ma'am, that's correct.
Were there any other messages present in this cell phone between the number for Henry Tenon and Mario Fernandez?
No, there were not.
Only 4.
Correct.
I'm next going to draw your attention to some reports you pulled from a Samsung Galaxy Note 20, the phone number 517-6322, purportedly belonging to John Biggerstaff, and that is State's Exhibit 187.
Yes, ma'am.
And here we see, are these photographs taken by CFIU when they receive the evidence?
Yes, that's correct.
In the second slide, we see, what are we seeing in this picture?
This is the SIM card for the device. It acts as a go-between between the phone and the carrier just to identify it as a valid cell phone on their network.
And was a full extraction completed for the evidence we're discussing today?
Yes, there was.
And can you tell the jury what a full extraction means?
A full extraction just means every accessible file on the device is downloaded from the phone and then transferred over to the forensic computer.
So does that mean the reports we're viewing contain what is on the phone and available?
That is correct.
There's nothing lost during that parsing or extraction process with a full extraction.
Correct.
And I'm showing you an extraction report from Mr. Biggerstaff's phone where you asked to pull the instant messages available on this phone between Mr. Biggerstaff and Mario Fernandez, 566-2633.
Yes.
And how many messages were available for extraction and parsing?
654 messages.
And I'm showing you the first of these messages. When you reviewed them, are they time dated and in time order when you're looking at an extraction?
Yes, they are.
And in this case, when was the first available message for review between Mr. Biggerstaff and Mr. Fernandez?
The first one available was May 12th, 2022.
There were no text messages still on the phone prior to May 12th of 2022 between Mr. Biggerstaff and Mr. Fernandez?
No, there were not.
And there are some texts between the two of them. The jury will have some of these reports for review later. And the last, we don't need spell check. The last text available, what was the date on the last text available for extraction and review?
August 22nd, 2022.
So when Mr. Biggerstaff's phone was placed into that extracted, parsed the data, we have a date range of May 12th, 2022 through August 22nd, 2022.
That's correct.
No text predating that time period.
None between these two parties.
Okay. I'm going to move along to Mr. Fernandez's Google return, where you ask to parse some data through Axiom and pull reports through Axiom related to a Google return from Mario Fernandez.
Yes, I was.
And that states Exhibit 185. We'll start with this, where you asked to pull a report in relation to records under the keyword search 5239 Potomac Avenue in Mr. Fernandez's Google return.
Yes, I was.
And the jury will have those reports. I just want to go through a few records, and when they're looking at records themselves, can you explain to them what they're reading and how to read it?
So these records, this is a typical email record, and what it shows is who the email is to, who it's from, and then you have the times that they were submitted, which is when the user clicked send, and then delivered is the time that it took to go through the network, and then it was received on the other end. And then, of course, you see the subject here, the subject of the email, as well as the body of the email. And then I'll go back to where you see the submitted and delivered dates and times. It says UTC +0. That means that it hasn't been corrected to the current time zone. So during the winter, which this is February 24th, we're still on Eastern Standard Time. You would subtract 5 hours in order to get the submitted and delivered dates and times for those. For daylight time, it would be 4 hours difference. In this case, this email was sent actually on February 23rd, 2022 at 7:11 and 28 seconds p.m., for example.
And some of the records that you were asked to pull related to invoicing and the exchange of paperwork, invoices, and calendar invites between First Choice Home Rentals and a Bueller Air Conditioning under the keyword search 5239 Potomac Avenue.
Yes, that's correct.
And these show that Mr. Fernandez, or this email address stored in his Google account, was coordinating for some work to be done on the home. And in doing so, they were sending these are notifications,
Correct.
Calendar invites, invoices, and acceptance of calendar invites.
Yes, that's correct.
And acceptance letters.
Correct.
When you review the records, are you also able to see attachments to emails that are sent?
Yes, I am.
And here in this slide, this is slide 31, is this an example of an attachment that was in the body of those emails that we discussed?
Yes, it is.
And this is showing a service plan where Mr. Fernandez apparently has gotten a service plan with Bueller Air Conditioning to run from September 1st, 2022 to September 1st, 2023.
Yes, that's correct.
I want to ask about some emails you were asked to pull from September of 2022. Can you explain to the jury what this is indicating here? Is this an invitation for like a calendar invite via email?
Correct. That's an invitation sent from Brandon Hood to First Choice Home Rentals, Mario Fernandez, in reference to a meeting on September 7th at 3:30.
And what is the corrected date and time of this invite or calendar invite?
This was sent at, September 4th, 2022, subtract 4 hours. I'm sorry, September 5th, 2022, subtract 4 hours, and that would be 6:53 and 18 seconds p.m.
And in review, we were asked to pull some of the records related to an email exchange between First Choice Home Rentals and Brandon Hood at atlasHomebuyers.com. Are these those emails that you pulled?
Yes, they are.
And this is just showing more calendar invites for a seller appointment with Mr. Fernandez.
Correct.
Is this showing another calendar invite with that same atlasHomebuyers.com
Yes, that's correct.
And what is the corrected date for this?
This would be September 8th, 2022, and subtract 4 hours would be 3:52 and 23 seconds p.m.
And we see here, is this an attachment to one of these emails that includes a DocuSign document?
Yes, it is.
And what is the name of the document that's attached?
The name of the document is pricereduction.pdf.
And then we have an email here from a floridatitle.com.
Correct?
What is the corrected date and time of this email?
September 21st, 2022 at 12:07 p.m.
And we see here just an email talking about a contract to purchase Potomac Avenue for $90,000, hoping to close by October 12th and hoping to close remotely.
That's correct.
And then here is an email discussing some payoff information regarding that sale.
Yes, that's correct.
Lastly, I'm going to ask you about an extraction report that you reviewed for Mario Fernandez's Samsung Galaxy A13. And these reports are in evidence as States Exhibit 185. And we're looking at an extraction report device events. Can you describe to the jury what this report shows?
So as I sort of mentioned earlier, the device stores certain events, power logs, screen on, screen off, that sort of thing. One of the events that was stored on this phone was a factory reset for this phone.
Can you tell the jury what a factory reset does?
So if factory reset, what happens is all of the files on the phone are locked. Each individual file has their own lock. It's encryption. It has a key in which the lock is opened and the data is decrypted. So during a factory reset, the keys that unlock these files are destroyed by the phone. So it's no longer able to unlock any of these files. And where those files used to reside, it's now marked that those files can now be overwritten by new data. It would be similar to one of these large self-storage warehouses where each locker is each individual file. And then these files have locks. Well, I take all the keys to those locks on a key ring and I throw them in the trash, I throw them in the river, incinerate them, do whatever. Basically, you can't get to any of that data anymore. And while that was happening, the manager of the store went and put new locks on everything and decided that other customers could come in and put their new belongings inside these lockers. So where I can't get any of the old stuff back anymore, but all you see is what is currently on the phone and currently in those lockers.
And this device event report indicates that this phone was factory reset and wiped on August 26, 2022.
That's correct.
And everything up until this date, August 26, 2022, following the wipe factory reset, would that be no longer present on the phone?
That's correct.
That includes every photograph on the camera. I'm
Correct.
sorry, every photograph on that phone.
Correct.
Every text message on that phone.
Correct.
Every Google search on that phone.
Correct.
All social media.
Correct.
Any phone logs or phone records.
Correct.
Location information that predates this time frame.
That's correct.
If you wanted to keep your phone and use it further, would you have to log back into all of your accounts to get back into using that data?
Yes, you would.
So in this case, did you review Mr. Fernandez's on the Samsung Galaxy A13, the user accounts that were present on this phone when you reviewed it?
Yes, I did.
And here we see in States 185 user accounts, there are 35.
That's correct.
And what type of user accounts does a phone store in this report? Or what kind of data does it reflect in this report? I should say that's a better way to say it.
This shows login information for applications, certain websites, as well as Samsung Cloud, Google. Basically, any account that resides on the device is stored here.
Facebook Messenger,
Correct.
social media, your Google,
Yes.
a First Choice Home Rentals Google account,
That's correct.
WhatsApp,
Correct.
Photos, Venmo, Gmail, basically any application you have on your phone is going to create a user account in this section of your phone
That's correct.
or in this database.
Yes.
So for Mr. Fernandez to have 35 user accounts present on his phone following that factory reset wipe, what does that mean he had to do?
That means he had to download these applications again from the Google Play Store and then log into those applications, install those applications and then log into them again on this phone.
I'm going to ask you about the chats that were available on this phone when you reviewed the extraction report.
Yes.
Were there any chats between the phone number associated with the phone, Mr. Fernandez, and John Biggerstaff?
Yes.
And how many chats were present on the phone?
There were 71.
And do you recall the date range that was available for your review following that factory reset and wipe?
Yes, it was August 27th through August 31st.
Did you search and see if there were any chats available with the phone number associated to Henry Tenon ending in 7612?
Yes, I did.
Were there any present on this phone?
There were none.
And in Mr. Fernandez's phone extraction, did he have a database still available for review of his contacts?
Yes.
And I'm showing you that report where you asked to pull a report of his contacts.
Yes, I was.
How many contacts were in his phone?
1,097.
And does that include the way we store contacts in our phone as well as social media contacts?
That's correct.
Did you search to see if there was a Henry Tenon, a Henry at Potomac, or a phone number associated to Henry Tenon ending in 7612 within the contacts database in Mr. Fernandez's phone?
Yes, I did do that search.
And was any of those present in his phone?
No, there were not.
You mentioned the device events report can give somebody viewing an extraction report a lot of information about the activity on the phone. Does that, and you mentioned power on, power off. Can you tell the jury what data you would be able to see if you looked in device events report relating to powering up, powering off, airplane mode?
Correct. So you can see any sort of settings change, including airplane mode, turning location services on and off in some cases, as well as plugging your phone in, taking it off a charger, turning the screen on and off, and other various functions that you wouldn't normally care about. But Samsung uses it for analytics, so it stores it on the phone.
Can you even tell if somebody used their password or Face ID to unlock their phone?
Yes, in some cases.
So you could, with some certainty, actually with precise certainty, you could tell if somebody had put their phone in airplane mode or turned their phone off at a specific time and date, if you had that device log.
Correct, yes.
You could tell if somebody was connected to Wi-Fi by looking through data on their phone.
Yes.
You could tell if they turned off location services by looking at their phone.
Yes.
Were you able to get any of that information from Mr. Fernandez's phone?
No, I was not,
And why not?
because the phone was factory reset on that August date.
May I have a moment with counsel, Your Honor?
Yes.
No further questions.
Thank you. Cross-examination. Sure.
May I proceed, Your Honor?
Yes, thank you.
Good afternoon, Detective.
Good afternoon, sir.
Nice to meet you.
You too.
I just have a few questions for you.
Okay.
The state indicated that you found a contact in Henry Tenon's phone for Mario Fernandez.
Yes, that's correct.
And you do understand that for a period of time, Henry Tenon was a tenant in one of the properties owned by Mario Fernandez.
Yes, that's correct.
So certainly it would be reasonable that a tenant would have the phone number for his landlord as a contact in his cell phone.
Yes, sir.
Nothing necessarily nefarious about that contact.
No, sir.
There were messages from the defendant, Mr. Fernandez, to Henry Tenon on January 4th, I believe was your testimony?
Yes, sir.
But you saw no messages on January 5th, correct?
That's correct.
And if I believe from your testimony, you mentioned there were 644 messages between John Biggerstaff and Mario Fernandez?
Yes, sir. I believe.
Sound about right?
That sounds about right.
You didn't recover or review any messages related to a 10-millimeter firearm, did you?
No, sir.
No messages related to the homicide of Jared Bridegan, did you?
No, sir.
But you did find messages consistent with work that Mr. Biggerstaff was completing with Mr. Fernandez.
Yes, sir.
Okay, and you found other personal messages between the two men.
Yes, sir. That's correct.
Now, there's mention of this factory reset on August 26th.
Yes, sir.
Okay. And when an individual purchases a new cell phone, okay,
Yes, sir.
you're buying a new cell phone, so you're no longer going to use the old cell phone.
Correct.
Your understanding from own personal experience is sometimes the old cell phone is either disposed of or turned over as a trade-in to the provider.
Yes, that's correct.
That's not an uncommon situation.
Correct.
Okay? And certainly, if you were going to turn in your cell phone back to T-Mobile in this particular circumstance, you would do a factory reset of your phone so that somebody else would not have access to your data.
Yes, sir.
Okay? That's not unreasonable.
Correct.
And certainly that would log you out of all of those different applications, Facebook, Gmail, Instagram, WhatsApp, whatever it may be.
Yes, sir.
Okay. Are you familiar with what IMEI stands for?
Yes, I am.
Can you tell the jury what that is?
The IMEI basically stands for the international, well, it's basically a unique identifier for the phone itself. It's a 15-digit number, and it uniquely identifies a phone on the network.
International Mobile Equipment Identity. Does that
Yes.
sound to be what that stands for?
Yes, sir.
Maybe a simpler way of putting it is it's a digital fingerprint for a particular device,
Digital identifier, yes, sir.
and each device would be different than the other.
Correct.
So if you have one cell phone, it will have an IMEI number, but if you had a different device, because you bought a new phone, it would have a different IMEI identifier.
Yes, sir, that's correct.
And that's something that when you do these forensic downloads, that would be contained in those records.
Yes.
So that's going to go back with the jury, and they would be able to see for themselves if on August 26th of 2022, if there are two different IMEI numbers, they would understand that as representing two different devices.
Not necessarily two different devices, because on newer phones, they will have two IMEI numbers assigned to them. There's one for the physical SIM card, which is that chip that we saw in the picture, and then there's an electronic SIM, which is embedded into the phone itself.
But not uncommon for two devices to have two different IMEI numbers.
Correct.
And certainly that could help to provide an explanation as to why there would be a factory reset of one device, is that it could be because a second device was purchased.
It could, yes, sir.
Certainly, if any member of the jury in their own personal experience had taken a device in to get the newer version, or they broke their phone, they may do a factory reset in order to get a new phone.
Correct.
Just a moment, Your Honor.
Yes.
Mr. Ostertag or Detective? I'm showing you a document that's contained in States 170, which are the financial records of Mr. Fernandez. Can you see that on your screen, sir?
Yes, sir.
I want to draw your attention to August 26th.
Okay.
Do you see, can you read to the jury what you see under those USAA records for August of 2022 on August 26th?
Yes, sir. There's a purchase made at T-Mobile Store 136E in Jacksonville, Florida, in the amount of $70.46.
And that's the same date as the factory reset that you testified to on direct examination. Is that correct?
Yes, sir.
May I have just a moment, Your Honor?
Yes.
No further questions, Your Honor.
Thank you. Any further questions by the state?
Detective Ostertag, the cell phone extraction was performed on a cell phone seized from the person of Mr. Fernandez in February 2023.
That's correct.
And if he bought another phone, he still continued to use this one because he reactivated all of his user accounts, correct?
That's correct.
And often, I know Mr. Hill asked you about people resetting their phone when they are going to trade it in. When you factory reset your phone to sell it or trade it in, you don't generally retain possession of it and continue to use it, do you?
No, you don't.
Thank you, Detective.
Anything further?
No, he can be excused.
Nothing further, Your Honor.
Not subject to recall?
No, Your Honor.
Okay. Thank you, Detective.
Thank you, Your Honor.
Let me see.